One of the many member benefits you're able to leverage as part of E-FWD is access to these magnificent studios. So where better to create a case study as you make your decision about joining us than here in the studio. The case study is about Jordan Ferguson, the CEO of a very future-facing engineering business that's working in spaces like hydrogen and battery storage. Jordan felt that his story was getting lost in the noise of the energy news cycle, so he wanted to cut through. So we sat here, and he and I knew full well, and so did our team of LinkedIn audience buyers, that his clients, present and future, live on LinkedIn. So this studio, the production team behind it, and everyone at E-FWD know the workings of LinkedIn, its algorithm, and how to deliver performance on that platform. So Jordan and I sat down, we talked about his M&A activity, we talked about the purpose of his business and its direction of travel and what that meant for his potential customers, for his investors. And this video was uploaded 3.5 days ago. It's reached 2,617 of exactly the right people in the UK energy sector and has been watched for a total of 18 hours, 23 minutes and 3 seconds. I have no doubt whatsoever that by the time that video has finished its cycle on LinkedIn, that those Jordan wants to reach will have spent 24 hours watching that video in total. That is staggering. I'm an optimistic, positive person. Otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here having created a brand like E-FWD, but that's even blown my mind in terms of performance. So if you are in a marketing role and you're looking at sign off on marketing budget, that alone as an investment and an ROI, the video that you will produce here in the studio should pay back the membership fees that you are considering. But that's not all. When you become a member of E-FWD, as Jordan has, he is able to access a members directory to find those clients that he doesn't sell to but wants to meet and request a facilitated introduction to them. Now, you may be watching this video on LinkedIn. We all know what the messaging service in LinkedIn is like. It is full of spam. How many times do you ever really engage with the message you get on there? But I myself have personally facilitated introductions to E-FWD members who are looking to sell their services to port authorities directly to the port CEO, because there is a trusted connectivity and a professionalism that we bring to the table in terms of connectivity that we are able to deliver as E-FWD. That is exciting. So let's look at that ROI again. Video asset and communication in an absolutely deafeningly loud energy news landscape. Tick. Facilitated introductions to people you want to sell to but can't get in front of. Tick. And then the events. Events that are Chatham House and relaxed, where the scene is set to enable direct conversations. Now, we know as commercial people, some people don't like getting sold to. But if you set the scene in the right environment, that this is an event that is designed to drive cross-industry collaboration, and it's up to you in the room to find out ways to work together and deal make to drive that cross-industry collaboration, we are seeing real results. I'll give you an example, but I cannot get into specifics because deals have started to be made. UK-based business A is looking for US expansion B, and I was able to walk business A up to business B, who has a massive US footprint in the market that this client wants, and start the conversation. That is the service that we provide here at E-FWD. What's it all driven by? Deep journalistic understanding of the realities of the energy market. So 3 different ways there that instantly your business development and marketing operations are driven through a platform that is built and delivered by one of the UK's most powerful digital media businesses. That is how E-FWD works for people like Jordan. And we cannot wait to do the same for you, your team, and your business. And if Jordan's journey hasn't been enough to convince you to take the decision of joining E-FWD, then let's look at Steve Gray from Ventex Studios. The other day, my mobile phone rings. It's a Friday afternoon. Unknown number. Potential client B phones me up and says, Owen, how have you and the team at E-FWD put Ventex Studios squarely at the centre of the green energy finance conversation in the UK? They didn't exist 6 months ago. No, they didn't. but they moved from New York, they set up business here in Aberdeen, and they came to E-FWD in search of positioning, marketing, and communication. They wanted to be front of mind for anyone looking to raise money in energy transition. So what did we do for them? Well, it'll be no surprise to you, given the stats you've just seen from Jordan's video performance, that I sat with Steve in the studio after one of our events. And I talked to him about Steve himself, his career in private equity, his financial acumen and expertise, the team that he is creating here, why he is creating it. It was about Steve and Ventex and their mission and their purpose, because we look at E-FWD members and think about their credibility, their connectivity, and their purpose in energy transition. And Steve, like you, has that in spades. We sat down, had the conversation, and thousands of the right people connected to UK energy in businesses that Steve is looking to target to support with finance watched the video within hours of its publication. But it's not just that. The business Steve runs is about finance and energy. And the event that we hosted in Edinburgh was called Financing the Energy Transition. So when I make my introduction remarks to a lot of the stakeholders that Steve wants to reach, we talk about BlackRock being in the room, Lloyds being in the room, and a very warm welcome to Aberdeen-based financial disruptors, Ventex Studios. Cue the audience. Thinking about Ventex Studios, writing down Ventex Studios, what is it? E-FWD is a moving train with a microphone strapped to the roof. And that train doesn't just run through LinkedIn, it runs through some of the biggest event venues in the country. Steve got on board, saw the value, and started broadcasting from the roof of that train. And then someone phoned me and asked how he and his business had got to the center of that conversation. The power of E-FWD and the ability of DC Thomson as a digital media business to deliver for people means that any of our members with a story to tell about what they are doing to drive a transition to secure clean energy can step in one of these studios into one of the events, depending on the size of their commitment to us, host one of the tents and position themselves and their business as a thought leader in one of the most noisy, overcrowded media spaces in the world. I cannot wait to have you on board.